Hi, and welcome to this episode of the Spencer Lodge podcast in partnership with Najahi Events and the incredible Orfa Mustafa, the event management company here in the UAE. In today's episode of the podcast, I caught up with Michael Lane, who's the Managing Director of Success Resources, who are a massive educational event organizer globally, all over the world. And they've had talent from presidents, ex-presidents, Tony Robbins, you name it, everybody they've had on their stages. And they really are an epic organization. In a very near future, Michael is here with Success Resources as they bring Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez and more here to the UAE. And I caught up with Michael in his office in Sydney while we were online just to talk about the event, what Success Resources means to him, what he's done to build that company over the years, and really what's going to be happening with Success Resources here in the UAE in the upcoming months and through to 2020. So without further ado, I'll just leave it to cue the music, get on with it and enjoy the show. Michael Lane, Managing Director of Success Resources on the Spencer Lodge podcast. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, I know quite a bit about you and an awful lot about your organization, but for many people listening, they may not know as much as I do. So why don't you just give us a couple of minutes and explain what you do and how long you've been doing it?
Yeah. So we have a company called Success Resources. Proud to say it's probably the largest education seminar company on the planet. It wasn't always that way. 25 years ago, we started with one event per year called the National Achievers Congress. And fast forward 26 years, we now do 525 events around the world. We're going to be in probably 37 countries, 70 plus cities this year running these kind of events. And we partner with the world's best in education, in entrepreneurship, in influencing and educating. So yeah, we're excited and we love what we do. We're passionate about bringing quality education all around the world at an affordable rate. And that's kind of who we are.
And so how does a man like you get into something like this? Because the numbers you just gave me were huge. Did you say 500 and how many events?
525, give or take.
What a year. How do you get into that?
Look, I came to an educational event back 17 years ago. So, I was one of these guys who wanted to achieve, had the entrepreneurial bug from a very young age. And I went to an educational evening event and I got hooked. I signed up for the gentleman's program and thought, wow, this is pretty cool. And then through various reasons in my life, I got drawn into this business. And, a long time ago, I started on the phones commission only selling Brian Tracy programs. And if I skip forward to 2019, doing a lot more events and also having a lot more fun as well. So it's exciting. It's good to be still involved so many years after.
It's interesting, I can hear the hub in the background and you're clearly a sales guy yourself. Is it all going on behind you there in the office?
It is. I've got my sales floor just over here to the side, but it's the end of the month. And if you're in business or you're in sales, you know that that's a busy time of the year. So it's 5 p.m. here in Sydney and some of them haven't hit their targets yet. Some have. So we'll see how that goes.
And what do you get the most satisfaction out of running those guys and, inspiring and motivating those guys to be great salespeople or actually putting those events together?
You know what? I love so many parts of the entrepreneurial part of this business. I love seeing someone young, hungry, but doesn't know the importance of a sales process and getting them educated that way. I still love putting a deal together, whether you go to Los Angeles and meet up with someone amazing, then all of a sudden you got a 24 city tour happening around the world. So I enjoy so many parts of it, to be honest, and it truly is something I'm passionate about. And I see myself doing this for a long time to come.
Cool. And now you pretty much get the best of the best when it comes to your events, because I've been to a few of them. I mean, Tony Robbins, that we both know, is probably one of your headliners at your events. But you've got an event coming up in Dubai fairly soon, haven't you?
We do. We're very excited by that. We've got the National Achievers Congress, our hallmark pinnacle event that we run every single year and we have for 25 years, coming to Dubai, and we're so excited by it.
And so what makes you, first of all, pick a place like Dubai, and then what makes you choose the people that you've got to come and speak to the audience?
Look, the reason for picking Dubai, there's such an alignment with our company. And that sounds strange, talking about a territory aligning with our company, but it's an entrepreneurial state. It's I've only been twice now. I plan to come a lot more, but what Sheikh Mohammed and the leadership have done there, and inspiring and allowing entrepreneurialism to grow and thrive, is somewhat how we've built our business. So it took us some time, but we're finally coming. And I think this region and the greater UAE is going to be something that will be on our cards and on our calendars for many years to come.
It's that kind of, what were they thinking when they came up with these crazy ideas of what they were going to achieve, 30, 40 years ago, building islands in the shape of palm trees and stuff. It's kind of like that entrepreneur that says, right, let's do something that nobody else has ever done before. And these are the reasons why. And I get why it mimics your business, because I don't know anybody else in your space that I can say compares to you. Is there anybody out there? I mean, are you the leaders in the field?
Look, arrogantly, I would say we're the leaders in the field, but there's plenty of people individually just who in Australia, in the US or wherever they may be, who are doing this really well. We've just managed to be at a global scale and do it with a number of, significant talent, and doing it many, many times. So for us, there's definitely a lot more to learn. There's definitely a lot more we can do. But for us, we're excited that, there's a new territory like Dubai. Do you mean we've been coming to Australia, we've been doing the US, we've been doing Asia, we've been doing Africa, we've been doing China for so many years, and to actually have an exciting new opportunity in a region like that, we're super excited by it.
I think you feel the same thing that so many people do when they plan to come to Dubai. They know there's something going, there's a buzz, there's an energy about the place. And I think, buying into that same philosophy is what we all get sucked into. I think we all plan to come here for a few years and we stay for much longer because of that too. Okay, so tell me about this event that you've got coming up then. Who is going to be speaking there, and what are you going to be doing for the people that come and attend?
Yeah, look, really excited to share that we've got Gary Vaynerchuk coming. We've had a great relationship with Gary this is our 4th year now. We've done somewhere in the vicinity of 50 events all over the world. And we're just excited to bring him to Dubai. And I know he already has fallen in love with the place and the region. So it's good to have an opportunity to come back and, get him to share his wisdom with that part of the world. Grant Cardone, who I know that you know and has been on the podcast. Elena Cardone. Do you mean when I met Grant a couple of years ago, I was excited to share his message and scale his message globally. But I was equally excited with Elena's message. Do you mean in my business there's a real void with successful female entrepreneurs who want to share and want to, tour. So we're going to have Elena on that stage as well. We've got some other people that will be released very soon who you probably know and love. But yeah, I think it's the start of what will hopefully be many years of the NAC. And in our world, NAC is the pinnacle. We only want to bring the world's best when we put an NAC brand and an event together. So I'm already got a short list of who's going to be coming for 2020. But if you get a chance to come down and be a part of this 2-day event, you'll find it's a lot of value for, a very small investment. And that's something we pride ourselves on.
So let me just finish off with the people that are speaking at the events. I see that we've advertised that John Lee's going to be attending as well. And we all love John Lee. And then also the really cool dude, Tai Lopez, is out there now that's been advertised too. So
yes.
And a lot of people know these guys. And obviously Grant and Gary are household names, but I think more predominantly in the States, Tai is. But I've been asking people since I saw the advert come online, who knows Tai Lopez? And I don't have anybody that said to me, no, I don't know him. So they've been impacted. Yeah, so he's definitely hit it home there. John's been here a few times into the region. I think that he has a great fondness for this part of the world as well. So it's nice there. Do you have other speakers that are going to be attending the event, that are bringing value to the event, or is it predominantly these guys?
No, we've got plenty of people. We've got a global female panel. It's our global women's panel. We've got Anna Roberts, who'll be a part of that. Various other women who are coming along. One of our founders, Veronica Tan, who's been doing this since day one, she will be sharing her knowledge and wisdom, part of the panel as well. Day one, we've got some local celebrities and local entrepreneurs. So, yeah, I think it's a great mix there of local and Emirati, as well as women and men, as well as some international superstars. So I think we've put together a pretty good lineup for this one.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm sitting there in my armchair at home. how do I go about getting tickets for this event? That's the first thing. I suppose you can share a link with me afterwards, but is it going to be tickets that I can get on the door on the day, or do I need to get them in advance?
Spencer, I would highly recommend people go to nacglobaltour.com. They can click through to the UAE event there. This is one of our smaller events. This will have just over 2,000 seats in the auditorium. There's already 1,000 tickets sold. I'd be excited that next year when we come back, there'll be several thousand more seats available. But this is the first time. So we're excited. If you're excited, I suggest you jump on, buy a ticket before they sell out.
Okay, so we've got 7.5 million people living in this country. Who is this really for? Okay, give me the description of the person that should be at this event. What do they do for a living? What is their, what kind of lifestyle do they lead? Who needs to be there?
Look, I think there's a broad spectrum of entrepreneurs, business owners, salespeople that need to be there. Whether you are working for someone and you just want to make more money in your sales job, you need to be there. You need to come listen to Grant Cardone and Tai Lopez. If you have an idea, but you're still working for someone and you're thinking, hey, I'm passionate about getting this thing out into the world, my suggestion is don't jump ship. I would start educating yourself, start being around people who have done it. If that's you, you need to be at this event. Right through to the sophisticated business owner who's maybe employing 100+ people. There's something in this for everyone, and that's what I love about our business. Doesn't matter what level or scale you're at. Grant Cardone's going to come on and share some stuff. Elena's going to share, Tai. But what I love about Gary is that he's always talking about what he is going through in his business right now. And his business has, 900 to 1,000 employees. He's doing, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of business. And I'm always intrigued to go, even backstage for me, what's Gary going to talk about today? Because I know what he shares is what he's going through right now with his challenges, his scaling opportunities in his business. So I think there's an opportunity for everyone at every stage of business.
Wow, you're covering so many people there. Here in the UAE, there's a lot of people that work in sales that are commission driven. The real estate industry employs thousands and thousands of real estate agents and real estate brokers. And often they don't get the level of support and training from their employers that they need. And they've got to make ends meet. The roller coaster that a salesperson goes on, those extreme highs and those extreme lows, which you'll know about just as well as I do. But that happens in the space of one day, let alone 1 week or 1 month. And when you consider those types of people, for me, giving them as many tools as they possibly can use, literally understanding that being a great salesperson isn't being born with the gift of the gab. It's being born, but having a desire to be good at business development and then literally learning the skills like you would anything else, and then applying them to your business to be successful. It's definitely needed, this kind of stuff over here. So if there's people that are coming to bring value, then genuinely without, trying to, because I don't promote events. It's not what I do. But if I see that something's really valuable to people and they really could take advantage of it and it represents value for money, i.e. it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, so people can afford it. Okay. But they can take something from it, some real value from it. Then for me, that's a big thumbs up that I give.
Yeah, look, we're the same, Jimmy. We made a decision many years ago that we need quality, excellent education that can be at an affordable rate. These tickets are heavily discounted and we don't make our money off that. So, when you can get Gary V, Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez on one stage over, 2 days, then that's pretty exciting. So for us, we believe education is a daily thing you need to do. You don't just go along, go to a seminar, and that's it. You need to be listening to podcasts constantly. You need to be reading. You need to be watching videos. So we make up one component of people's educational sort of daily habits. And, we're excited that people can come along, get the immersion component of education. Often when you're reading a book, it might take you 2 or 3 months when you're just back and forward on the train or on the bus or wherever you're commuting from. But spend 2 days locked in a room learning with an immersion mentality is something that will compress the timeframes and help you expand quicker. So we think we've got a good mix of it.
Definitely, definitely. Tell me, just a couple of last questions before you go. What can people expect on the day? What time should they arrive? What time do they leave? Is it like a 4-hour thing, a 10-hour thing? You know, some of the Tony Robbins events are literally morning till midnight. So, and we've both been on them, I'm sure, and they're great fun. So, what can people expect? They're going to spend some money, but I'd spend 10 times as much just to see these guys speak anyway myself. But just tell me, what are people can they expect on each of those days?
Yeah, I would definitely diarize to block out the whole of the 2 days. My suggestion is don't book meetings, don't book follow-ups, don't book phone calls. Treat this as an opportunity to really block out your schedule and be present. I would be there bright and early at about 8:30 in the morning, and it's going to go through to about 6 or 6:30, depending if Tai Lopez or Gary wants to go a little bit further and offer a bit more value. But that's the time invested. That's what you're going to need over those 2 days. I believe leaders show up early and they stay late. That's where the nuggets are. And it's not just the people on stage. Get there early. And if you find that you're sitting next to somebody who's there early, I bet you they're a go-getter just like you are. So get there, have a goal to meet X amount of people and collaborate and do business. It is a great opportunity.
Oh man, it's that people don't think about this. It's that whole kind of that don't realize the networking opportunity they get from being around like-minded people.
It's so true. It's so true. Don't just come and be passive. And, it's one of my pet peeves is an event is not a passive experience. Some people get there and they cross their arms and they just take in all that. Actively write notes, take different things down in your notebook. But every break, try and commit to connecting with at least 5 to 7 people. And then not just grab 5 to 10 names, SMS them at the end of the day and go, I loved connecting with you. I'd love to buy you a coffee in the next 4 to 5 days. Come up with a plan to actually attend the event, get the most out of it, leverage it. You're going to have some amazing entrepreneurs sitting around you, and commit to doing business with some people. Collaborating is how we've built our whole business. It's how we've had 25-year history with partnership with Tony Robbins. And all of that, every single event I go to, I'm giving my business card, I'm meeting people, and I'm committing to follow up and see if we can expand together. That's the mentality of what you need to walk in that door. And when you walk out, go, did I get an ROI on my time? Not just a passive one of learning. Did I meet 10, 15, 20, whatever your goal is, and then get an ROI on this event?
I think that's really important, because you're right. A lot of people just, or they go to an event and they sit with their colleagues or their friends at an event like that. And every Tony Robbins event I ever go to with anybody, I purposely say, I'm not sitting with you for the next few days. I'm going to sit on my own and meet new people. Yeah. A lot of people just don't understand how critically important it is, because we all, what do they say? You become the level of the 5 people you surround yourself with. You become that. And if you're at an event like that and you're at an event with people that want to grow, want to develop, they're passionate about it themselves, and man, you can just make like-minded friends, which I think a lot of people in their everyday life don't necessarily have. They might work in a business environment where it's a bit flat, or they might have a very conservative or cautious family group mindset, I can't do type attitude, and let's play safe. And to hang around with people that think like that and are ambitious like they are, I just think it feeds that kind of that positive energy and gives people sometimes that kickstart to go on again,
Yeah, and if you are coming by yourself, I recommend coming with a friend. But if you are going by yourself, meet someone, and what I call is try and find a buddy, someone you can hold accountable, and you can leave the event and go, you know what, let's just check in with each other every 3 or 4 days and just make sure we're both on track to get the most out of it, right? So, if you are coming alone, make some time, get committed to finding someone who you resonate with and maybe at the same stage of their path or journey as you, and hold each other accountable. That's the stuff. And it's amazing, 17 years into this journey, I still see some people who come to an events that we were running years ago now who are very successful and they're used to continuing education. But I still see some of my buddies turning up every now and then and going, hey, I was a buddy with you for the Tony Robbins event. We haven't connected. So it is a unique environment. Everyone's thinking on a similar wavelength. And we know when you leave that event or that kind of, immersion, you don't get this kind of environment in the normal world. Take advantage of it and leverage it.
Definitely. Well, I can still hear the sales team in the background there buzzing away. I'm sure you want to go and crack the whip a bit more and make sure that they can get their incentives sorted out for the end of the month. And I won't take any more of your time, but I really appreciate you taking time to come and chat to me on the podcast today. And I'll look forward to seeing you at the event.
Fantastic. Thanks, Spencer.
No worries. So how about that then? Yeah, what a great guy he is, Michael Lane, catching up with him down in Sydney, making some time for me so that he could tell us more about Success Resources, what they've been doing, how they've been growing over the years, and the event that they've got coming up here very soon in the UAE. Now, if you haven't got tickets yet for the event, please make sure you go and buy some. There'll be a link around here somewhere that I can share with you. Now, furthermore, are you enjoying the podcast? Are you enjoying the episodes that I bring to you? Tell me how much you're enjoying them. Let's do it by voting. Now you can vote by clicking. You can click there and you can see more of my podcasts. Or you can do something which will make me really, really happy, and you can click there and you can subscribe. And if you press the bell signal as well on the page, you'll be able to get notified straight into your phone, your laptop, whatever it is that you're listening on, okay, of the latest and greatest interviews that I'll be doing on the Spencer Lodge podcast. So go on, do it. If you're not going to do it for you, do it for me. Click over there. Go on, I dare you. Click over there. Take advantage of all the stuff that I've been doing over the course of the last year. We're on episode, I think, 45, 50, something like that. So we've had huge amount of talent that's come through and shared their story with us.